The Zendari warship Eternal Dominion emerged from hyperspace at the edge of the Sol system, its crystalline hull refracting starlight in mesmerizing patterns. Admiral Vaxthal stood on the command bridge, all four of his arms clasped behind his back as he studied the holographic display of the third planet. His scaled skin shifted colors slightly, a sign of anticipation among his species. "Primitive," he muttered, mandibles clicking. Just as our scouts reported, barely into their atomic age. The massive view screen showed a planet cluttered with crude satellites and space debris. Occasional radio signals leaked into space, broadcasting entertainment, weather reports, and other banalities of an emerging civilization. His second-in-command, Sub-Commander Kree, approached with a data tablet. "The invasion fleet stands ready, Admiral. Shall we begin the standard protocol?" Vaxthal's skin rippled with amusement. "Yes. Send the warning message. Let's see how these humans respond to their first contact with a superior civilization." Deep beneath the Rocky Mountains, in a facility that officially didn't exist, Director Elena Santos watched the alien transmission appear on multiple screens. Her dark eyes reflected the scrolling text as translation algorithms decoded the message in real time. "AT&T Lion inhabitants of SOL3. Your world is now under DE protection of the Zendari Empire. Surrender your planetary GOVERNANC or FAC and immediate annihilation. UAV-1 planetary rotation to COMPLI." Elena took a slow sip from her coffee mug, then set it down with deliberate care. "Right on schedule," she said quietly. Around her, dozens of operators maintained their positions at advanced quantum computers, their faces illuminated by holographic displays showing real-time data from sensors throughout the solar system. "Director," called out Dr. James Chen from his station, "the Zendari ship matches all specifications from the Proxima incident. They have no idea we recovered their scout vessel 3 years ago." Elena nodded. That crashed scout ship had been humanity's greatest stroke of luck, and the reason they were prepared for this moment. While the world's governments maintained a careful facade of 21st century technology, hidden facilities across the globe had been reverse engineering Zendari tech and preparing for this inevitable confrontation. "Begin Operation Looking Glass," Elena commanded. Throughout the facility, quantum processors hummed to life as they initiated the most ambitious deception in human history. Aboard the Eternal Dominion, Vaxthal watched with growing satisfaction as human media channels erupted with panic. News anchors desperately reported on the alien vessel, governments issued conflicting statements, and stock markets crashed worldwide. It was exactly the response he expected from a primitive species encountering superior beings for the first time. "Sir," Kree reported, "we're detecting increased activity from their primitive space stations. Several appear to be attempting evacuation procedures." Vaxthal's skin shifted to a pleased purple hue. As expected, these humans will learn their place in the galaxy soon enough. "Prepare the invasion fleet for..." He stopped mid-sentence as a new transmission cut across all frequencies. The message was being broadcast in perfect Zendari language specifications, impossible for a primitive race to achieve so quickly. More shocking was its contents. "To DA vessel Eternal Dominion. We AVANALYZ your technological capabilities. Your shields are VULNI or ABL VOQUANTUM INT Earth EURANCs at 847.3 TERAHURTs. Your weapon systems rely on outigate PPLASMA containment protosios. You're faster than light your IVUs inefficient ARK meter CATALOYSTs. We know your weaknesses. We AVPREPAREDFORTS a moment. This is your one end of the delay. Leave our system or be destroyed." The bridge fell silent. Vaxdal's scales shifted to ash gray, the color of uncertainty. "Impossible," he whispered. "They couldn't know." "Sir," Kree's voice carried an edge of panic. Multiple energy signatures appearing throughout the system. "They're coming from inside the asteroids." Across the solar system, humanity's carefully hidden weapons platforms emerged from their camouflage. What appeared to be ordinary asteroids split apart to reveal advanced weapon systems. The seemingly primitive satellites reoriented themselves, revealing sophisticated weapon arrays. In her underground command center, Elena gave the order. "Show them what humanity is really capable of." The first shot came from a weapon platform disguised as a small asteroid near Mars. It fired a concentrated beam of quantum-entangled particles, specifically tuned to the frequency of Zendari shields. The beam passed through the Eternal Dominion's defenses as if they didn't exist, slicing off one of its primary weapon arrays with surgical precision. "Impossible," Vaxdal roared as damage reports flooded in. "Their technology. They couldn't have developed this on their own." Multiple new contacts. Kree shouted, emerging from. "Sir, they're using dimensional pocket technology." Ships appearing from subspace. What emerged from the dimensional pockets would haunt Vaxdal's nightmares for years to come. Sleek vessels of obvious human design, but incorporating technologies that the Zendari had thought unique to their empire. More shocking were the completely novel systems, technologies the Empire had never seen before. In her command center, Elena allowed herself a small smile as she watched the Zendari vessel retreat in panic. "Send the final message," she ordered. Aboard his failing ship, Vaxdal received one last transmission. "Your empire isn't the first advanced civilization to visit Earth, but unlike the others, you made the mistake of threatening us. We've spent decades preparing for this moment, incorporating technology from multiple alien species and improving upon it. Remember this day and spread the word. Earth is not a primitive world to be conquered. We are the nightmare that advanced civilizations fear. A young species that learns, adapts, and evolves faster than you can imagine. Now run home to your empire and deliver our message. The Sol system is off limits. This is your only warning." As the Eternal Dominion flowed into hyperspace, Elena turned to her staff. "Phase 1 complete. Begin Phase 2. Activation of our dormant networks throughout Zendari space." The real war was about to begin, and humanity had no intention of fighting fair. The Zendari High Command Chamber was in chaos. Holograms flickered across the crystalline walls as reports flooded in from throughout the Empire. Admiral Vaxdal stood before the council, his scales still ashen with humiliation as he completed his report. The humans not only possessed advanced technology, but had thoroughly analyzed our weaknesses. They knew exactly how to penetrate our shields, and their weapon platforms were disguised as debris throughout their system. We were unprepared. High Commander Ixel, her bioluminescent form pulsing with anger, leaned forward. How could a species that still broadcasts primitive radio signals possess such technology? Our deep space scans showed nothing but obsolete satellites and basic space stations. Dr. Maya Patel, head of Earth's Quantum Intelligence Division, would have smiled at that comment if she could hear it. In her laboratory beneath the Indian Ocean, she watched real-time quantum transmissions of the Zendari Council meeting, intercepted through the microscopic probes they'd managed to seed throughout the Empire over the past decade. "Their confusion is understandable," she said to her team. "After all, hiding advanced technology is itself an advanced technology." The laboratory itself was a testament to human ingenuity. What appeared on scanners as a simple underwater research station was actually one of Earth's most sophisticated facilities. Quantum computers lined the walls, processing data from thousands of stealth probes scattered throughout the galaxy. "Director Santos," Maya called through the quantum comlink, "the Zendari are reacting exactly as predicted. Their military command is pushing for immediate retaliation, while their scientific council is urging caution." In her Rocky Mountain command center, Elena Santos nodded. Perfect. Begin Phase 2 of Operation Silent Echo. Throughout the solar system, humanity's true technological capabilities remained carefully hidden behind a facade of primitive development. The International Space Station, viewed by alien observers as a crude early attempt at space habitation, contained some of the most sophisticated sensor arrays ever developed. Each primitive satellite was actually a node in a vast quantum network, gathering intelligence and preparing for the coming conflict. But humanity's greatest deception lay in plain sight. The millions of social media posts, television broadcasts, and radio signals that leaked into space weren't accidents. They were part of an elaborate masquerade. Each seemingly mundane transmission contained encoded quantum data, allowing Earth's defense forces to communicate globally while maintaining the appearance of a pre-spacefaring civilization. In the Zendari Council chamber, Strategic Commander Krell presented his analysis. The humans must have help. Perhaps the Arcturians or the Voss Collective. No species could advance this quickly on their own. High Commander Ixel's bioluminescence flickered thoughtfully. Then we must strike quickly, before their allies can provide more support. Prepare the main fleet. We will show these humans the true might of the Zendari Empire. In her quantum lab, Maya watched the transmission with growing satisfaction. They're taking the bait, she reported. They believe we must have alien allies. The truth was far more impressive. Humanity had indeed recovered technology from various alien sources, crashed ships, abandoned probes, and intercepted transmissions. But rather than simply copying these technologies, human scientists had done what they did best: innovate. Status report on the quantum mesh, Elena asked, reviewing holographic displays of Earth's defenses. The network is fully operational, Maya replied. Every piece of space debris we've allowed them to detect is actually a node in the largest quantum computer ever created. The entire solar system is our processor now. This was humanity's true advantage. While other species saw technology as something to be mastered and controlled, humans saw it as something to be improved and integrated. They didn't just adopt alien technology. They revolutionized it. In orbit around Jupiter, what appeared to be a small mining operation was actually the control center for millions of nanoscale construction units. These microscopic machines were slowly but steadily converting the asteroid belt into the largest defensive network ever conceived. On Mars, the apparent failure of early colonization attempts masked the presence of vast underground manufacturing facilities. The Red Planet's dust storms provided perfect cover for testing new weapon systems, while its magnetic field helped conceal the massive energy signatures. The Zendari fleet will launch within 36 hours, Maya reported, analyzing the quantum data. Approximately 3,000 ships, including their newest dreadnoughts. Elena's expression remained calm. Right on schedule. Are the Phantom fleets ready? This was perhaps humanity's most ambitious deception. Using advanced holographic technology reverse-engineered from a dozen different alien sources, Earth's defense forces had created the illusion of multiple alien fleets supposedly coming to humanity's aid. These Phantom ships would appear real to all known scanning technologies, drawing Zendari forces into carefully planned kill zones. Phantom fleets are primed and waiting, Maya confirmed. The quantum mesh will allow us to coordinate their movements perfectly. The Zendari won't know they're fighting shadows until it's too late. In the Zendari Council chamber, the decision was made. We launch at dawn, High Commander Ixel declared. We will crush these humans and their mysterious allies, demonstrating once and for all why the Zendari Empire has ruled the galaxy for 10,000 years. Back on Earth, Elena Santos allowed herself a small smile. The Zendari Empire had indeed ruled for 10,000 years, but they had never encountered a species quite like humanity. While they saw humans as primitive upstarts, humanity had spent decades preparing for this moment. All teams, prepare for Phase 3, she commanded. The real battle is about to begin. Throughout the solar system, hidden weapons platforms powered up. The quantum mesh hummed with activity as final battle simulations were run. In underground bases across Earth, pilots connected to their neural interfaces, ready to control swarms of autonomous fighters. The Zendari Empire was about to learn a harsh lesson. Sometimes the most dangerous predator is the one that appears to be prey. The Zendari invasion fleet emerged from hyperspace in a dazzling display of power. 3,000 warships, their crystalline hulls gleaming in the starlight, formed an attack formation that stretched from Mars to Jupiter. At their center, the massive dreadnought Imperial will dwarfed its escorts, its weapon arrays capable of reducing planets to ash. Fleet Commander Zara, her bioluminescent patterns glowing with anticipation, stood on the bridge of the Imperial will. "Let the humans witness true power," she declared. "Begin the attack." In her Rocky Mountain Command Center, Elena Santos watched the Zendari fleet's arrival on multiple quantum displays. She took a sip from her ever-present coffee cup, then set it down with deliberate care. "Right into position," she murmured. "Maya, status of the quantum mesh." Operating at full capacity, Dr. Patel's voice came through the quantum link. "The Zendari have no idea they're essentially swimming in our neural network. Every piece of debris they've detected is feeding us real-time data about their fleet movements." Elena nodded. "Initiate Operation Checkmate." The first sign that something was wrong came when the Zendari fleet's forward screens detected multiple ships dropping out of hyperspace. The energy signatures matched known vessels from various galactic powers. The Arcturians, the Voss Collective, even the reclusive Nexus mines. "Enemy reinforcements," Zara's tactical officer called out. "Multiple fleets incoming." Zara's bioluminescence flickered with concern. "Impossible. How could the humans have so many allies?" "Launch fighters, prepare for." She never finished the order. The incoming fleet signatures suddenly multiplied, splitting and reforming in ways that defied physics. What had appeared to be thousands of ships became millions, then billions, filling every sensor screen with impossible readings. In her quantum lab, Maya allowed herself a small smile. "Phantom Fleet protocol operating perfectly," she reported. "Their sensors are completely overwhelmed trying to track our holographic projections." But the Phantom Fleets were just the beginning. Throughout the solar system, humanity's real weapons platforms emerged from hiding. What the Zendari had dismissed as space debris transformed into advanced combat units. Asteroids split open to reveal massive railguns. Seemingly defunct satellites activated weapon systems far beyond anything the Empire had encountered. "Impossible," Zara shouted as the first wave of attacks hit her fleet. The humans weren't using standard energy weapons or projectiles. Instead, precisely calibrated quantum beams struck Zendari ships at exactly the right frequencies to disrupt their shield harmonics. Vessels that had weathered centuries of combat fell to weapons they couldn't even properly detect. "Their technology," her science officer stammered. "It's like nothing we've ever seen. They're not just using advanced versions of known systems. They're using completely new principles we don't understand." This was humanity's true advantage. While the Zendari and other ancient races had spent millennia perfecting existing technologies, humans had approached the problem from entirely new angles. They didn't just improve alien technology. They'd reimagined it. From quantum tunneling weapons that bypassed shields entirely to artificial gravity waves that crushed warships like empty soda cans, each human weapon represented a fundamental breakthrough in physics. The Zendari found themselves facing not just superior firepower, but superior understanding of how the universe worked. "Second wave, launch," Elena commanded. From the dark side of Mars, thousands of automated fighters emerged. But these weren't ordinary drones. Each one was controlled by a human pilot through a neural interface, combining human intuition and creativity with machine precision. The Zendari fighters, programmed with combat algorithms perfected over thousands of years, found themselves completely outmatched. Human pilots pulled off maneuvers that should have been impossible, their neural-linked ships moving in ways that violated standard combat doctrine. "We're losing ship after ship," Zara's tactical officer reported, his scales pale with fear. "They're fighters. They're predicting our moves before we make them." He was right. The quantum mesh that humanity had built throughout the solar system wasn't just for communication. It was the largest distributed computing system ever created, running combat simulations billions of times per second. By the time a Zendari commander made a decision, human forces had already gamed out every possible response. But humanity's masterstroke was yet to come. As the Zendari fleet struggled to cope with the phantom fleets and quantum weapons, Maya activated the final phase of their defense. "Nanite swarms deploying," she reported. Microscopic machines, seeded throughout the solar system over decades, suddenly activated. They moved through space in vast clouds, invisible to Zendari sensors. When they reached their targets, they began their work, not destroying the Zendari ships, but transforming them. "What's happening?" Zara demanded as system after system on her flagship began failing. The nanites were reprogramming her ship at the molecular level, turning the Empire's own technology against itself. Elena watched the battle unfold exactly as their simulations had predicted. "Send the message," she ordered. Throughout the Zendari fleet, every screen displayed the same text. "Your empire has ruled through force for 10,000 years. But force isn't power. Understanding is power. While you perfected your weapons, we studied the fundamental laws of the universe. While you relied on brute strength, we learned to bend reality itself. This isn't a battle between fleets. It's a battle between philosophies, and yours is obsolete. Withdraw now, or watch your mighty armada become part of humanity's defense network. Your ships are already being transformed. In 10 minutes, they will no longer recognize you as their masters. This is your final warning." In the chaos that followed, nearly half the Zendari fleet attempted to retreat immediately. Those that remained found their systems turning against them, their mighty warships becoming extensions of the human quantum mesh. The battle for the Sol system was over. But for humanity, it was just the beginning of a much larger revolution in the galaxy. The Zendari High Command Chamber had fallen silent. The holographic recordings of their fleet's destruction played on endless loop, a harsh reminder of their unprecedented defeat. High Commander Ixel's bioluminescence had dimmed to almost nothing, a sign of deep distress in her species. 3,000 ships, she whispered. Our most powerful fleet, defeated by a species you thought primitive. A new voice echoed through the chamber. Every screen, every holographic display, suddenly showed the same image. Dr. Maya Patel, sitting calmly in her quantum laboratory. "But that's not the worst part of your day, Commander Ixel. Would you like to know what is?" Ixel's guards rushed to protect her, but it was a futile gesture. Maya's image appeared on every surface capable of displaying light, her presence impossible to ignore or escape. "The worst part," Maya continued, "is that your defeat at Sol was just the beginning. While you were focused on our solar system, you never wondered how we learned so much about your empire. Allow me to demonstrate." Throughout Zendari space, on thousands of worlds, something unprecedented began to happen. Security systems suddenly activated, displaying classified data on public screens. Military installations lost control of their weapons. Space traffic control networks redirected ships seemingly at random. In her Rocky Mountain Command Center, Elena Santos watched the chaos unfold. Status report on Operation Ghost Protocol. "The dormant quantum nodes are all active," Maya replied, her image still broadcasting throughout Zendari space. "Remember those primitive trade vessels we've been sending out for the past decade? Each one carried quantum-entangled particles. We've built a secret network extending throughout your entire empire." This was humanity's true masterpiece. While the Zendari had focused on obvious military might, humans had played a longer, subtler game. Every seemingly innocent cultural exchange, every trade mission, every diplomatic visit had been part of an elaborate plan to seed quantum communication nodes throughout the empire. "Impossible," one of the Zendari counselors shouted. "Our security systems are the most advanced in the galaxy." "Advanced?" Maya's smile was gentle but carried an edge of steel. You've been using the same basic quantum encryption protocols for 3 centuries. Humanity broke them within months of discovering your first scout ship. We've been reading your secure communications ever since. In orbit around distant Zendari worlds, supposedly primitive human satellites revealed their true nature. What appeared to be basic communication relays transformed into sophisticated quantum computing nodes, each one connecting to the vast network humanity had built in secret. Your empire's fundamental weakness, Maya explained, is that you stopped innovating. You found technologies that worked and simply refined them over centuries. Humans, we never stop asking what if. We never stop wondering if there's a better way. To demonstrate her point, she triggered another system. Throughout Zendari space, their mighty warships discovered that their command codes had been rewritten. Weapons systems responded to human controllers. Navigation computers plotted courses according to human commands. We could disable your entire military right now. Elena's voice joined the broadcast. We could shut down your government, crash your economy, or reveal every state secret you've kept for the past millennium. But that's not our goal. In the high command chamber, Ixal found her voice. What do you want? She demanded, her bioluminescence patterns showing a mix of fear and rage. Partnership, Elena replied simply. Humanity doesn't want to destroy the Zendari Empire. We want to help you evolve beyond it. Your civilization has achieved amazing things, but you've become stagnant. We're offering you a chance to grow again. Throughout Zendari space, the quantum network continued its work, but instead of causing destruction, it began sharing information. Classified human scientific research appeared in Zendari databases. New technological principles, developed by combining human innovation with alien technology, became available to Zendari scientists. Consider this a demonstration, Maya explained. In the time we've spent studying your civilization, we've discovered hundreds of ways to improve your existing technologies. Ways you never considered because you were too focused on perfecting what you already had rather than imagining what could be. In her command center, Elena pulled up a holographic display showing the status of human assets throughout Zendari space. The quantum network was operating perfectly, giving humanity unprecedented control over the Empire's infrastructure. But instead of using this power for destruction, they were using it for transformation. You have a choice. Elena addressed the Zendari leadership. You can try to fight us, and discover just how deeply we've integrated ourselves into your empire's systems, or you can join us in creating something new, a partnership between human innovation and Zendari stability, between our drive to explore new possibilities and your experience in managing the galactic civilization. The quantum displays showed Zendari scientists already poring over the technical data humanity had released. Their excitement was obvious. Here were entirely new approaches to problems they'd struggled with for centuries. Your empire has stood for 10,000 years, Maya added. Think how much longer it could last if you learned to embrace change instead of fearing it, if you combined your strength with our creativity. In the high command chamber, Ixal watched as her empire's most classified systems danced to human commands. But instead of bringing destruction, these commands were bringing possibilities, new technologies, new approaches, new hope for a civilization that had begun to decay under the weight of its own traditions. The choice is yours, Elena concluded. But remember, we've shown you only a fraction of what humanity can do. The question isn't whether your empire will change. The question is whether you'll help guide that change, or be swept aside by it. Throughout Zendari space, a new era was already beginning. Whether they wanted it or not, the Empire was about to experience something they hadn't known in millennia. Revolution. 1 year after the failed invasion of Earth, the Galactic Concordat was signed in a place that perfectly symbolized the new era. Aboard a space station orbiting Sol's neutral zone, built with a fusion of human and Zendari technology. Its crystalline halls housed quantum processors, while its gravity generators operated on principles that neither civilization had conceived of alone. Elena Santos stood at the observation deck, watching ships from both civilizations move peacefully through space. Next to her, High Commander Ixal's bioluminescence displayed patterns of contemplative harmony, a stark contrast to the fear and anger of a year ago. "Your people continue to surprise us," Ixal admitted, her translator converting the words to perfect English. "Just yesterday, a human scientist suggested combining our crystalline computing with your quantum entanglement principles. The possibility never occurred to us in 10,000 years. That's the difference between our civilizations," Maya Patel said, joining them at the window. "You perfect what exists. We imagine what could be." The transformation of the Zendari Empire had been remarkable. Once they embraced change instead of fearing it, their civilization experienced a renaissance. Human creativity combined with Zendari stability and resources had led to breakthroughs in every field of science and technology. The outer colonies report another successful implementation of the hybrid defense network, Elena noted, checking her quantum interface. The new system combines Zendari's traditional military might with human adaptive algorithms and quantum technology, and the cultural exchange programs are exceeding all expectations. This was perhaps the most surprising development. Once the initial fear and hostility faded, both civilizations discovered a profound fascination with each other. Humans were enthralled by the Zendari's deep historical records and artistic traditions, while the Zendari found themselves captivated by human creativity and adaptability. The Academy on New Terra has opened its first joint research facility, Ixal reported, her patterns shifting to show pride. The massive installation on one of Jupiter's terraformed moons represented the first true collaboration between human and Zendari scientists. Already they're developing technologies that neither of our civilizations could have created alone. In the space around them, ships of both species moved in carefully coordinated patterns. Human vessels, sleek and unconventional in design, flew alongside the crystalline forms of Zendari cruisers. Each fleet had adopted the best aspects of the other's technology, while maintaining their unique characteristics. The quantum network is now fully integrated across both civilizations, Maya added, but with the new safeguards and oversight protocols in place, it's become a tool for cooperation rather than control. This had been one of the first agreements of the new alliance. Humanity had demonstrated their power by infiltrating Zendari systems, but true partnership required trust. The quantum network that once gave humans control over Zendari infrastructure now served as a foundation for unprecedented collaboration between the species. The other galactic powers are concerned, Ixal noted, her patterns showing slight amusement. The Arcturians have requested an emergency council session to discuss the unprecedented situation of our alliance. Elena smiled. Let them worry. They'll either adapt to the new reality or find themselves left behind. The galaxy is changing, and we're leading that change together. In the space around them, a new vessel emerged from the shipyard. It was neither human nor Zendari in design, but something entirely new, a hybrid that represented the best of both civilizations. Its hull combined crystalline technology with quantum-enhanced materials, while its systems ran on artificial intelligence that merged human creativity with Zendari precision. The convergence, Ixal said proudly, the first of the new joint exploration fleet. Did you know that we've had to create new words in both our languages just to describe some of its features? This was another unexpected outcome of their alliance. Both cultures found their languages evolving to encompass new concepts and possibilities that neither had imagined before. The Zendari language gained words for innovation and spontaneity, while humans adopted terms for types of stability and harmony they had never conceived. The deep space probes have detected something interesting beyond the Carina arm, Maya reported, bringing up a holographic display. Energy signatures unlike anything either of our civilizations has encountered before. A mystery, Elena mused, something for both our peoples to explore together. Speaking of exploration, Ixal's patterns shifted to show excitement. The first human Zendari family has requested permission to name their child after both our worlds, a symbol of unity. This was perhaps the most profound change of all. What began as a confrontation between civilizations had evolved into genuine connection. Humans and Zendari were learning not just to work together, but to live together, creating something entirely new in the process. To the future, Elena raised a glass of champagne, while Ixal's patterns displayed the Zendari equivalent of a toast. Above them, the Convergence prepared for its maiden voyage. Its crew, both human and Zendari, represented not just an alliance between species, but a new way of thinking about civilization itself. They would explore the galaxy not as conquerors or competitors, but as partners in discovery. The ship's quantum drives engaged, creating a ripple in space-time that neither civilization could have achieved alone. As it disappeared into the depths of space, it carried with it humanity's greatest gift to the galaxy, the understanding that true power comes not from domination, but from the willingness to grow, to change, and to imagine new possibilities together.